Hey, it's Jeff at From the Abbey, and in the previous video I talked about how to use nativity scenes to enhance your Advent reflection for your family. Another great Advent tradition is the Jesse tree, and I want to share that tradition with you and a couple of resources that make doing a Jesse tree really easy and fun, especially for families with young children. So the concept of the Jesse tree comes from Isaiah chapter 11, which says, "There shall come forth a shoot from the stump of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots." Isaiah goes on to describe the coming of Jesus and the Holy Spirit, who exceed all expectations for kingship and who will ultimately fulfill this promise. The Jesse tree tells the story of salvation through the use of symbols that are hung on the tree like an ornament, kind of like a Christmas tree. The hanging of the symbol is accompanied by a short reflection and a prayer at the end, and it's very much like an Advent wreath service. In fact, I would highly recommend, if you do an Advent wreath, adding a Jesse tree ornament service to your Advent wreath service. And here's what's really cool for families, especially for families with young children. Families can very easily create a Jesse tree together with this Jesse tree kit. This is called simply a Jesse tree kit. And it comes with the ornaments ready to be cut out and colored. And I think it's so great to have children coloring and cutting out the ornaments and talking about the stories. My children really learn the Bible by doing these kinds of activities. And the Jesse tree ornaments take you all the way through the Bible. They take you through all of the major stories of salvation history, from Adam and Eve, through the Exodus, through the Kings, and the prophets, and ultimately to the birth of Jesus. So all of salvation history is covered by the Jesse tree. In addition to the ornaments, this kit comes with the Christmas story. It comes with a couple of recommendations for how to make the Jesse tree. And it comes with a Jesse tree poster. So if you want to use a real tree or an artificial tree, my family uses an artificial tree. That's one great way to do it. But if you don't want to use another tree and you'd rather wait for the Christmas tree, you can just hang this on the wall, and each day you can put a new ornament on the Jesse tree poster. Now there's another resource that also has a Jesse tree, and that is the resource called Advent in the Home Activities for Families. And this is another resource that I featured in an earlier video for families with young children. But this also has the Jesse tree ornaments. Not quite as complete as the Jesse tree kit. And the ornaments are not standard, so you'll see different ornaments in each version of the Jesse tree. But this one comes also with a recipe for creating clay ornaments that you can use the paper ornaments on. You can glue the paper ornaments to the clay ornaments. I know you can't see that very well, but to have real ornaments for a tree that way. And it also comes with some that are not enclosed in the ornament circle, so that you can expand these. You can blow them up on a photocopier, and you can make your own ornaments if you want to do that. And finally, this book also has another tradition that I find fascinating, and that is called the Chrismon tree. And the Chrismon tree has the same idea as a Jesse tree, but every single symbol in a Chrismon tree is a symbol of Christ from the early church. And this is a great tradition to do during the Christmas season. So you do the Jesse tree during the Advent season as we're waiting for Christ, and you do the Chrismon tree during the Christmas season as we're celebrating Christ. So this is a very, very beautiful tradition and a couple of great resources. Hey, what are you doing, buddy?
Coloring.
Coloring? What are you coloring?
Jesse tree.
What ornament do you have?
I have the apple.
The apple. What does the apple mean?
The apple stands stands for original sin.
And do you know the story of original sin in the apple?
So Adam and Eve were in the garden, and the devil tempted them to eat the apple, and after they did, they got tempted, and after they did, they got sent out of the garden.
Yeah. You know the whole story. That's pretty cool. And that's why we need Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you're working on the Jesse tree too.
Mm-hmm.
What ornament do you have?
A crown.
A crown. What does the crown stand for?
King David.
King David. Can you tell me the story of King David?
He was a king, and he was being hunted down by King Saul, and because King Saul wanted power, but then David realized that the true power comes from God.
So who's our king now?
Jesus.
So however you do it, as a wall poster, on an actual tree with the dough ornaments or a simple paper ornaments, these two resources make the Jesse tree tradition incredibly accessible and fun for families. Now, if you don't have children, or you're not the artsy craftsy person that's gonna create these ornaments and do this on your own, you can get the same and actually deeper effect in a more scholarly way by going through a program on salvation history, such as the Great Adventure Bible Timeline. And if you haven't done that yet and would be interested, contact me at jeff@fromtheabbey.com to see what we can work out. Because really, I can't find a more meaningful reflection for Advent than a reflection on salvation history. And I hope that you found this video and these resources a great help in your quest to enter more deeply into the meaning of Advent. This is Jeff Arrowwood at From the Abbey, wishing you a happy Advent.